Hello, everybody.
Good morning.
Welcome to the Barrel Roll Newscast.
It's March. It starts with an M, okay? It's March.
March 23rd.
March 2012.
Yes. What are you playing? What have you been playing? I've barely been playing anything.
Essays. I've been playing old games. I played Scott Pilgrim vs. the World last night. The PSN XBLA game, because it was on my PlayStation.
It was there.
And I didn't want to load a disc in, because Rock Band 3 was in there, which I'll talk about in a second. Yeah, I love that game. It's just so easy to pick up and play.
Yep.
And it's just the artwork in it is just amazing. And if it, just go buy it if you don't have it. It's super cheap. It's like $5 now.
Yeah, so it's
$5 or $10, something ridiculously
cheap buy.
And the music is just what really gets you going. It's one of those. It's like the Freeze Pop guys.
Okay.
If you're familiar with those guys, they were born out of harmonics, and they use 8-bit music things, and just sounds really good. It's just really catchy, and it's just something I needed like two of the night, just
to play.
Just like, I don't know, just
wind down.
Yeah, pretty much. It's not an overly difficult game, so, and it follows the comic books, not the movie. Thank God. Not to say the movie was bad, but the comic books are just that much better.
Yeah.
So, so good. It's so fun, and I kind of wish there's no online, so.
No.
And that's kind of what they said when they were making the game. Like, they don't want people playing online. They want people playing next to each other, room, so you can punch someone.
That's just crazy. Why would you do that?
It's just like a real game. It's like real multiplayer.
Like the old days.
Split screen.
Whoa.
I remember split screen.
Well, we have a game we can talk about with split screen today.
Yeah. Speaking of Rock Band 3, I was playing it because I needed Rock Band. I bought a couple new songs too. So I bought Foo Fighters song because I like Foo Fighters, and Smash Mouth All Star because I was flipping through my catalog. I was like, I do not have All Star. Why do not I have All Star?
Why does I not have it? Oh, the Smash Mouth song.
There's only two, which kind of
that's not surprising. It's sad, but it's not surprising.
Yeah,
they do have a website again, though.
Which one?
Smash Mouth.
They're coming back.
They have not had a website for the longest time, and finally I checked again. They finally have a website. I checked for like 2 years, and it's like, come back soon for the new Smash Mouth website, and I'm like.
Yeah, they're recording right now.
They're recording. They're touring. I'm so excited because I love them so much. But
it's one of those bands that you need to see them in concert, but it's kind of like they don't really need their own concert. It's more of they tour with a bunch of people,
and they can totally get
it's like if it's them and like Weezer and like Sum 41 or something like that. Something like that. They can't function on their own, but they're good on their own. Yeah. On tours though, it's just that they work that much better.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they've got to be in one of those like Snow Patrol type group.
Even like went to that concert.
That
real
thing
big, with real big
people.
The people and the guitars and the microphones singing boo-ba-doo-ba-doo-boo.
Yeah, no, I agree. But I like their CDs.
Oh, yeah, so whenever that's coming out, I'm excited for it. And they'll likely... I was thinking about it when I was playing Rock Band. I'm like, well, how could they get me to play this game more? And I've thought about it for a little bit, and they worked with Apple.
Oh, yeah.
If they worked with Apple, you bought the CD on iTunes, you got the code, and then you could just right onto Rock Band. Like, charge me like another
I was going to say,
$4.
so would you pay a little extra on iTunes,
totally,
obviously, to do that?
Totally.
That'd be cool.
I already do digital songs off iTunes, so it's not like...
Yeah, like I get my music off of I get my iTunes, but like I can't see them being like, here's your album for, $10 or whatever. With some added bonus songs for your, Rock Band. I could see though, yeah, if you're going to pay like another... Yeah.
Or even if it's like a, old school brick and mortar CD house place, HMV, if there's a code in that would still be cool.
HMV is going to close soon anyways.
They started selling all the video games, so what's next?
That's the first step.
What's the next? Music?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been doing anything. I have papers, researching, and by researching is not even that good research.
I was going to say I've been reading a bit. Got back into Mass Effect 1. Kind of. It's tough. I kind of pick it up and I play. I'm bolting through that game as fast as humanly possible to get to 2.
I'm debating whether or not just skipping one altogether, because you can do the choices at the beginning of 2.
Well, and you can buy the comic, and that was I kind of thought of doing that.
Don't do the comic.
Well, except it's supposed to be a little bit more interactive and give you a few more choices.
Well, I think what it is exactly the same thing as the PS3 version.
Yes.
If that's exactly what it is, so. Yeah. It's like $10, isn't it?
I know, it's something stupid, so like that's why I'm sitting there going, you know what, honestly, I'll just play through the first game. And I started playing, I played...
How far are you in the first one now?
I've picked up Tali,
Mm-hmm.
and I can go now and save Liara. Like I'm at that junction point where I can like go here, go here, go here.
Okay.
So I'm kind of like, okay, so I'll go do this, I'll go do this. I got Rex, I got Garrus on my team. I'm trying to be like jerk femme, but at the same time I don't want to be like completely jerky to my teammates.
Oh, I totally don't do that.
Like I still am, like with Tali, I'm like, I do not want this person on my team. Like, why are you putting this person on my team? And then I keep making the neutral choice every once in a while because I'm trying to skip through the text so fast.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, and all of a sudden it's like, I get the neutral answer, which is fine. Like, as long as it's not the Paragon answer, I'm good.
Yeah.
So.
You don't want to be good.
I don't want to be good. So my answers are either always neutral or Renegade. And then when always given that red option for Renegade, I will take it.
So yeah, it's struggling through Mass Effect again.
Yeah, and then I played a bit of Hunted the Demon Forge.
More?
Just to try it out, because I tried Nier last week. So this week was Hunted Demon Forge.
How much better is that than Nier?
A little bit better than Nier, actually, in my honest opinion.
But that's not
saying anything. It's still bad. The graphics aren't great.
One of those kind of games.
And again, it's cover-based shooting, but in a fantasy realm.
Oh, is that weird Gears of War one?
Kind of. Yeah.
Okay, I know about that one.
So I don't know.
No, I'm thinking Quantum Theory. That was the weird Japanese Gears of War.
No, so this one, I don't know. Maybe with co-op it'll be better. We'll see, because we gotta play it one time. But
we'll do it.
Yeah. And then
after May 3rd, I'm totally free.
Angry Birds Space.
That came out this week for you birders.
Yes, and I try it. Because on my phone it's free.
You get it for free. I think all Android gets it for free, right? So
Android gets it for free.
A good chunk of you will have it, and it's $1 if you're looking to buy it.
Yes, on your iOS. So.
And I think it's maybe $5 for the HD version.
I think for your iPad it's more expensive, but
I'm honestly surprised they didn't push it out earlier for the new iPad.
Have a simultaneous release type thing, but
they've done so many more of their simultaneous things with space.
But
and Angry Birds for that matter. How are you liking it? I mean, I played like a minute of it.
It's different enough.
I will have to give it credit. It seems
like to me
there's a lot more depth to it than there previously was.
Well, and that's what I mean. They did Angry Birds, and then they did Angry Birds Seasons, and it's like this is the exact same game except they changed the background.
And then there's Rio.
And then there's Rio, where you have to save birds at the same time as killing pigs. Like it's
not like it was not different.
It's not different.
With space, it actually feels.
The mechanics have changed a bit. The birds, some of them have changed what they do now, and now the gravitational force is working. You can to me it's.
Do they have black holes in the game? Because that's what I want to do.
To which?
Black in space, where you shoot a bird through the black hole and it comes out another hole.
No, the black holes actually take you to secret levels.
Oh.
Which I have no idea what they do because there's no pigs on it. So I launched the 2 birds that they gave me, and it's like, you failed this secret level. Would you like to retry? And I'm like, okay. And so I retried it, and it's like, same thing, and I'm like, screw it. I just went back through the black hole, finished the other level, and just kept going. So I'm like,
I like my idea better.
Yeah, your idea would actually be fun, but no, there's different gravitational forces, and then there's some of the pigs that actually float in space, and you have to hit them back down. You can either pop their bubble that they're in, and they freeze and blow up. Or you can hit their bubble enough to send it into a gravitational force, and they go crashing into the planet, and then they die.
Is there a story though this time?
No.
The first one had something of a story, and Rio kind of had a story.
This one, they steal your space eggs, and you go after the space pigs.
Oh, space eggs.
Yeah. It's always the same. Those pigs are always stealing your eggs in one shape, size.
I want a level editor. If there's a level editor in space and I think that would be.
You know what? There is a level editor in Hunted Demon Forge.
Really? Yeah. Of all games that we're talking about today, that's gonna have we should make the worst level ever.
Yeah.
And then just go. It'll be a hell level.
This demon spawn here, here, and you get this one wall.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah.
Twang, twang, twang. You have a limited amount of arrows in that game too.
Oh, that's good. Like real life.
Well, you get 100.
Oh, that's... Wait, what? How do you carry it?
Your elf has 100 arrows.
Not even Green Arrow or...
No.
Or...
But at least they kind of limit it, so you're not just like arrow.
Oh, there's a cooldown?
You're actually picking your shots a little bit more, because you realize like it takes like 3 arrows to take down a bad guy, so if they're coming in a large wave, you're kind of like... There's headshots.
That's good.
If you can...
Headshots are totally worth it.
If you can maneuver your controller and stuff around to get there, but...
Maneuver it.
Yeah, like throw it at your television. Oh, and I downloaded this app on my Xbox, and it's to improve the functionality of Connect. So I forgot what it's called now. Voice Studio. So it just gives you random words, and you're supposed to say them, and the data gets collected and sent to Xbox to like make the voice recognition better on your Connect. But you get little avatar rewards and achievements.
There's achievements?
Yep.
For
something simple like this.
For a support app.
Yep.
It's a support app.
Yep. So they give you little avatar awards and achievements for this whole thing. So I'm like, I can do this for them. Like, I'm improving my Connect experience at some point or another.
What kind of words like banana?
No, I have tin phones. Like when you tie 2 cans together with a string, that my avatar now has that in his hand. So he's like blah 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 blah, and then he puts them away, and I'm like. But there's sunglasses for him and a shirt and something else. So I'm like, I'll just do them all. Can't hurt. So that's, I haven't really been playing.
Now are the words making a sandwich in that support?
No.
Dang.
Steve Eiserman was in there though.
Why?
Because I think his name's hard to say, so they want to see how the different variations of saying like something like that.
Steve Eiserman.
Yeah.
Steve Eiserman.
No, well, but
Steve Eiserman.
Because it starts with a Y, right? And if you don't know who Steve Eiserman is,
yeah.
You're obviously going to sit there like Steve Iserman,
Weiserman.
Steve Weiserman, Steve Eiserman, Steve, yeah.
Eiserman Steve.
Yeah, so, I don't know. If you have an Xbox and you have Connect.
Might as well if it's free, obviously.
It's free, you get some free stuff for your little guy, you get some game score.
Is it? Gamer score?
Yeah, you get some gamer score.
Points.
Yeah.
Points scores.
Yeah, you get some points. Yeah, so like, if you want to like pad your point total.
250? It's like
It's like the Xbox, it's like your regular live games. They can't have a ton of points.
Like 200, I think.
Which they're working on, and they want more points added to some arcade games. Because some arcade games are way bigger than...
Well, just even look at when Castlevania came out.
Yeah.
That's a huge... It's even by today's standards, that's ginormous, so...
So, that's why I'm hoping if, like, a Skies of Arcadia HD comes out on Xbox Live...
Well, they can start bringing out some of the old, Xbox classics and PS2 classics.
Yeah, hopefully, like, your trophy count can be a little bit higher.
Yes.
That'd be nice, because that's a big game.
All those any RPG is going to be a big game, right?
So I'm totally getting that if it comes out. Hope, when.
It will.
They say they might be working on it.
Maybe it's a massive collaboration game that they're doing.
I don't know.
Capcom, Namco, and
Sega.
Sega?
Yeah. Sega, Namco, Bandai.
Same difference.
Capcom, something else. There was 4 of them.
Same people.
Or no, there was 3 of them working on a 3DS game. That's what it was. Skies of Arcadia 3D. Do it.
No. It comes with Arcadia classes. Pre-order.
Now. Okay.
There's a cool pre-order bonus for Ghost Recon Future Soldier. Now, I know you don't pre-order games, and I don't...
Pre-order some games.
I have no interest in pre-ordering it, but apparently it's one of those little desk rocket launchers that shoot Nerf darts.
See, that's cool.
So I'm like, I don't even want this game. I should pre-order and return it.
Yeah, just return the game.
Well, I'm like, I could terrorize so many people with it. It's only 4 darts.
That was fun.
Good call.
Should we get to the news?
Yeah, news.
Because otherwise we got nothing to talk about.
I'm going to go there.
BioWare has folded.
It's not an official fold.
It's almost. It's
almost.
Pretty much an official fold by now. They are working on a closure type thing for Mass Effect 3.
But they haven't. I think the most important thing is their delivery of this closure. Whether it's going to be free or if it's going to be...
It should be free.
It should be free.
It better be free.
Depends on how EA pressures them.
Yeah, but no one's gonna pay for a better ending because
Yeah,
they think they deserve the better ending.
I have no idea. I'm surprised I haven't been spoiled on it yet.
I talked to Mark about this, and I watched all those endings.
What do you think?
It makes me laugh when I watch them all because it literally is a palette swap.
Oh.
You either get the red, blue, or green ending.
Oh, one of those kinds of things?
Yeah. And I mean, there's a few different things that happen, but overall, it's...
But you were saying something about like the collector base too from the end of 2.
Apparently that affects part of the end. I don't know. There's pretty much...
Well, there's 16, wasn't there?
There's 16, but there's, in general, 6 endings you can kind of have.
Okay.
With added little bits onto your ending.
Okay.
But I think people want more little bits added to their, like, people are pissed because of the palette swap thing, but to me that's just making the game end in the same general way for everybody. So that we can all...
They can restart from 0.
Yeah, so when Mass Effect
whatever
4 Reckoning comes out, whatever the heck they want to call it, when the next game comes out, yeah, they kind of have a fresh start. Because everybody's game ended in a similar fashion.
Yeah, and if you keep the save game, you can still have that sort of, that feeling of continuity.
Right.
Even if it's like 1,000 years in the future.
Right. So you can kind of have a semblance of that, but like I was talking to one of our friends, Mark, and he wanted to know what happened to most of the characters, because you don't get to find out.
Okay.
And I think for him that was his biggest problem with it, was he doesn't get to see what happens to all of his squad mates at the end of the game.
Oh, so there's none of those like recap things
No.
during the...
So you don't know what happens to Rex and the Krogans, and you don't know what happens to...
Okay.
Unless, of course, Rex is dead from Mass Effect 2.
1,
2, whatever.
You can kill him off. You can kill him off.
Yeah, I don't know. So, but that's what I mean. So, like, I think kind of this being the finale to this, you should see what happens to all of Shepard's friends.
Yes.
Kind of thing. And I think that is where his biggest complaint was, and I can agree with that. I don't care that all of the endings are just palette swaps of other endings. To me, that's just a way of finishing a story.
Well, I mean...
To make sure that everybody's pretty much...
I think this blew up, though, is what happened.
I think so,
too.
too.
The whole controversy. Because I'm almost willing to bet that there are some of those hypocrites on there that are like, oh man, change the ending of Mass Effect 3. Have you played Mass Effect?
Ending to Mass Effect?
Have you ever played Mass Effect?
Yeah.
And they're like, no.
No. But I'm a hipster, so I got it. I'm hopping on board.
I bet you they'd be money to call me, too.
Probably. No, and like I said on my one little tweet, because I've been watching Buffy on Netflix, and it got to the part where her and Angel have sex, and that sex scene really reminds me of the sex scene from the first Mass Effect game.
The awkward.
Well, but like sensual, like you don't see anything obviously because Buffy was meant for TV, teens, and all that stuff. So you get a scene that's really sensual and really like, wow. Mass Effect 1, you get the same kind of thing where it's very sensual, but you don't see anything. People complain about it, so they keep toning it down. So I'm like, screw a new ending. I want all new sex scenes for Mass Effect 3, and I want them all to be like the first game. I don't need new endings. I want new sex scenes. So I'm starting a new thing. I'm gonna raise money for
Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Would you Kickstarter? It worked like 2-3 times.
Well, I don't know what these other people were using for their retake Mass Effect, and I don't know who they're trying to retake Mass Effect from.
It's not theirs.
No, it's always been BioWare's.
Last time I checked, they wrote the story.
Yeah, like, so I should start retake Mass Effect 2, more sex.
And 3.
No, but like retake Mass Effect, like a second fun thing, and I'll raise money for Child's Play 2, and I want better sex scenes. Because apparently we can make BioWare...
You can just watch that Mass Effect porno, hey?
Yeah, I know. But I'm sitting there now thinking...
We'll just reprogram Mass Effect 2 and put the sex scenes from that porno into
there.
Yeah, done.
But to me, I don't know, I don't think BioWare should be folding. They made the game.
Yeah, it's like it's the whole integrity thing. Like you guys need to stand by your own story.
Right, because now all of a sudden, what else can I literally start a fundraiser to raise $50,000 to change the sex scenes in Mass Effect 3?
Or any other game for that matter that you didn't fix.
There's people who weren't happy with the ending to Batman Arkham City.
I'll admit I thought that ending was kind of meh, but you know what? That's
But are you going to start a
no.
campaign to change the ending to that game?
Was it the ending kind of was spoiled for me.
Okay.
Like, months before the game came out, because they were, like, talking about it, whatever. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that's not going to happen, like, until the very beginning. So I thought I was waiting for that. But, like, I don't care. It's more of a shock than anything. No one saw it coming. That's what happened.
Well, and I think people were, I don't know, like...
Whether or not it's hard to compare Mass Effect's ending, or whatever it is, to Batman's ending.
I know, but
because Batman's got that backstory
There's games that have ended
poorly.
Very poorly.
Or
the
even
endings are
or
always...
even just poorly in general, like the story.
You don't see us starting fun, like, change your entire game, because I did not
Dungeon Siege 3 was not great, change it.
Change the whole game.
Make Dungeon Siege an awesome addition.
Yeah. Like, that to me is... You should not be folding, and EA and all these companies seem to be folding a lot. It's like when one of the shooters came out, and it's like the bad guy were actually called the Taliban or whatever.
I remember that one.
Yeah, and it's like, you guys can't do that. That's wrong. And so they changed it to, like, enemies. And it's like...
But it's funny how it really depends on what kind of game it is, because Postal 3 has come out.
Mm-hmm.
And that game is... There's a lot of things wrong with that game. They even have, like, I think they do have Obama in there. Or not Obama, Osama in there. They have Osama in there. Like, literally his face and probably some of his voice, but that's...
Well, see, and I think the thing with Mass Effect is just that we've given so much into this story.
Yeah.
Making our own choices that BioWare at the end...
I think people expected a little bit more.
BioWare at the end took the choice pretty much away from us. In terms of, like, our ending is all... Like, apparently all of our endings end the same. Why is that? And it's like, well...
Yeah, like, it's... Because at least at the end of 2... There's still that
Your
sense,
endings
there's
were,
still a sense of like, what did you do at the end of that thing? Like, did you give them the collector thing? I'm like,
Did you not? Did you do this? Did you do this?
Who's alive?
All of your,
Who's alive? Who's not
so,
alive?
I'd like Mark's thing, where I want to know what's happened to other people and other planets.
That makes sense.
That to me is a valid complaint.
Do you think they were...
And if that's what this rewrite is, like if that's what this little...
Yeah, we don't even know what this is right now.
No, so if that's what they mean by, like, giving us closure, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Like, I will replay that little ending sequence of mine.
Exactly the same way you did.
Exactly the same way I did, and then watch a finale that actually ends with, like, this is what happened to this person, this is what happened to this person, this is what happened to here.
They all got together, whoever was alive, all got together for beers in...
Yeah.
That really shady bar.
Yeah, like...
in Pandora, right?
Yeah, so, like, yeah, everybody gets together, or everybody, you know, or, like, this planet, this is what happens, this planet, this is what happens, because some of the choices do affect...
There's some...
Specific races, specific...
There's a genophage thing that may or may not have been fixed.
Did you fix the genophage? Didn't you fix the genophage? What happens? Like, and I mean, that can be in a later game. Mm-hmm. Like, if you didn't fix the genophage, there are no Krogans. Yes. If you fix the genophage, that can be a future game.
That's impactful.
But does Rex actually survive? Because you're literally getting everybody to go up against this Reaper force. So does everybody survive? Does everybody die? What happens to everybody? I think that's what people want to know. Like, did Rex survive to get back to his planet to multiply and do his thing?
Things,
yeah.
Get Krogan.
Yeah. To me, if that's what they're fixing, I'm okay with it. If they're literally going to change...
If they're, like, literally changing the ending, no.
Yeah, bad.
If they're adding, that's fine.
If they're adding, that's fine.
Because I think that's the consensus is, like, they just wanted more...
Closure to the... Yeah. I think people were pissed off about the palette swap thing, but you can't really be pissed off about that. To me, you can't.
It depends on how it's done, right? Like, if you had a specific relationship with these couple characters that don't exist anymore, or they do exist in this ending.
Well, see, and that's my other thing. Like, and again, this goes back to finding out what happened to everybody. I had a romantic relationship with Miranda through all of 2 and 3. No one else. Like, I did Liara in the first game. We broke up in the third. Like, I made sure it was done in the third game. Mm-hmm. I have no idea what happens to Miranda.
Well, because she was a huge character in 2.
Yeah, but you don't know what happens to her at the end of 3. So you're sitting there like, shouldn't I know?
Screw that. What happened to Jacob?
Yeah, well.
Is he in 3?
He's in 3.
Okay, good.
But again, you don't know what happens to him after all the fighting. Because he should be, like, he'll be kind of front-linesy type, you know, person for a lot of stuff. And you get, in the cinematic, you get to see 2 of the characters that were on your team, if they survive, like, you see that they survived.
Oh, okay.
But that's it, like, you see 2 of them, like, the people you played with the most, you see them standing. And that's, like, it. So you're like...
It makes me want to think if I should just wait for whatever this is, because I'm clearly not done it.
You know what, I'd finish it. Because in all honesty, when you go back, all you play is that last little bit where you can see the end. So you can just keep seeing all the different endings.
With your different palette swaps.
Yeah. So.
Oh, that's weird still.
It's still weird.
For any game.
Yeah. I don't know. Anywho.
Anyways. Speaking of things changing, game retailer
Store, yes.
retailer in the UK. It's literally called Game.
Yeah.
You guys
all capitals.
Yeah.
Game.
We're a little confused here. You're probably not so confused over there.
No.
But they are officially gone. They're going to what they call administration. For them, it's pretty much bankruptcy.
Yeah.
What Blockbuster did to us.
Yeah. Which Blockbuster isn't doing over there.
Yeah, it's a lot of weird economy things.
I think Blockbuster was actually trying to give Game advice over there.
That wouldn't be surprised.
I think that was the ironic, like,
yeah,
haha, idiots thing.
Yeah, but over here, you're just too bad.
Blockbuster?
So, go check your game stores for cheap deals, I guess.
Yeah, and apparently, I think what happens over there is they end up selling...
Yeah, they sell it back to the government, and the government...
tries to sell the retails.
Or they split it up, they break it up.
And honestly, I think they're pretty much out of everything, because everybody stopped sending them games.
Yeah, they stopped a long time ago, which is a huge story, I think, back in early this year, where it's like, we're not getting this game at Game, but you can go to this other place and get it.
Well, and then finally in the last month, everybody, Capcom stopped giving them games, EA stopped giving them games, Nintendo stopped giving them. Like, when Nintendo stops giving you games, you really have to worry. Because they'll pretty much give games to everybody.
I'm really concerned. Like, I'm worried, like, how do people do companies realize that if they don't beg for games to sell, like, if that happened if I owned a franchise like that, and Nintendo or Sony or whoever stopped sending me games, I'd be like, dude, why don't I have Gears of War 4 or whatever? Like, I want to sell your game.
I think how it works is, and this is speaking from the retail industry standpoint, is Nintendo buys this shelf. And their games go on said shelf, they pay you to have that shelf, and they send you whatever they feel like they need to send you. So all of a sudden, if your company's not making them any more money, and they haven't made you money in a really long time, you're not going to give them money anymore to have that space on that shelf, and you're just going to stop sending them games.
And another thing is you have to realize that in the UK, games cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like, when the PlayStation Vita came out here, it was $249 or something.
Yeah.
Over there, it's £249, which is
like
not a 1-to-1 ratio.
Definitely not.
It's more.
Pounds are much more.
Very much more. Literally heavier.
Almost double.
So to buy video games over there is almost criminal.
Yeah.
But then again, standard of living, people are
all
different.
their stuff's higher too, but still.
It's still, it's ridiculous when you can't buy movies and stuff like that are cheaper than over here.
No, you can't even import.
Yeah, you can't import it because they're all PAL.
Yep.
It's all PAL.
I don't know.
I think that's really ridiculous. But you know what? Hopefully, whoever acquires the game things, whatever it is, they will move on to bigger, better things. Ish.
I don't know what they can start doing. I don't know what they can start doing.
We should buy it and bring it over here.
Okay. Because we don't have enough video game. We can open Play Me and just really overcharge. We can charge the UK prices over here.
Yeah, we'll just say
give them the real UK experience.
It'll be the import fees. We'll call it import fees.
Yeah, and they call it the real UK experience.
The UK's.
Yeah.
Experiencing.
Game, the UK experience. Everyone will be like, and then we'll make a lot of money and then we'll just close.
It'll be amazing because it'll be right next to Urban Outfitters because all the hipsters will just go from there.
Right, nice.
Yeah, because they're like, what kind of game do you have? So obviously you didn't get it from the UK.
If I see a game store in West Edmonton Mall that actually has that tagline underneath it, I'm going to scream.
I'm going to take pictures and post them on Twitter.
Remember, this video is timestamped.
Yep.
Um,
other stuff.
Minecraft finally gets a date for its Xbox Live release date.
Woo, when is it?
May 9th.
That's soon.
It is soon. So
it's been in certification for a long time.
Yeah, and I think, again, that has to do with, I think, Notch fighting for updates, that kind of stuff.
Do you think you won?
I'm assuming. So.
Well, key features here. It has Kinect support.
Yep.
But not day one.
Yeah.
It's coming, but not day one.
And I don't know what kind of Kinect support it would be, per se. Like, other than... Well, I'd like to think it's a little bit more in-depth because it would be more... Stand in front of the camera, and then it'll take a pose for you. And because someone already did that with their Kinect. They broke it to work with the actual Minecraft game. Yeah. And you could actually stand there like this, and it would build you.
And a giant you.
Yeah,
a giant
blocks
you.
in your
Minecraft
game. Yeah.
A mountain-sized you.
And I'm assuming that'll end up in the game. Something like that. So like hold up your favorite doll, and all of a sudden, like, you know, a person holds up a stuffed animal, and it ends up in the so you'll have a giant Pokeball in your game or something.
Friggin' wicked. Because Microsoft's gonna not. What are you gonna do, Microsoft? What?
So yeah, and I want to see what the online features are kind of gonna be like.
Yeah, because right now the PC one's still very basic, like old school Quake style. Connect to servers.
Set up your own servers, connect that way. So if Xbox Live, if you can make your own private games with people, that would be exciting.
Well, it's got to be private servers. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that.
Yeah. So unless you can just join like an open game and just have at her, start building penises everywhere in someone's little quaint town.
Or just kind of grief everything.
Yeah. And I mean, if you're going to leave your place open, then you're going to be leaving your place
that's
open
the thing.
to that kind of problem.
Do you want password protection for online?
So that's what I mean. I don't know how online's going to work. And then again, I don't know who's going to have it. Like, I know Harrison, who was on the show a few weeks ago, he'll probably end up getting it because he really loves Minecraft.
$20 is a lot of money for Minecraft.
Especially since we all already own it.
Yeah, like if you've owned it, there's like probably 2 people that I know that don't own it, and they just because they don't play PC games.
Yeah.
And that's whatever, but like everyone who owns a PC and does play games has a copy of Minecraft. Even if they don't play it, they have it.
They have it, yeah. So that's what I mean, like I gotta...
$20 is really steep.
I gotta get way more info on this game before I even think about purchasing.
Yeah, because if it's just a straight port of even the current build, it's not enough.
No.
Because even the adventure mode's not in there yet.
Right, so, I don't know.
The RPG aspects are in there, but just not there.
Either way, we have a date now.
And
something to count down to.
I guess.
And usually when you get a date, you start getting more info.
Yeah. And, you know, Notch is not exactly tight-lipped.
Yeah, he's definitely not. Well, and here he has to be because it's not all Notch. There's another development team working with the Xbox version of the game, so.
That's annoying.
It's him and someone else, but he kind of can't talk about it as much as he talks about Minecraft.
That's annoying.
So.
Maybe.
See, that's what happens when you get big. All of a sudden,
you're no longer indie. You're no longer indie.
Yeah, you have to watch your mouth.
You can't just badmouth everything you say.
Yeah.
Oh darn.
Either way.
Other downloadable things coming up. Final Fantasy 13-2 has a lot of downloadable content, a lot of all-right story content, adding more to the story. You can play your Mass Effect 3 and 7 armor costumes in Final Fantasy 13-2 now. Soon.
See, now I haven't gotten far in it in 13.
It's not.
And I don't know how 13-2 goes.
I don't even know how this.
But like Altair costumes and Mass Effect costumes, it just seems.
There's Altair costume? Oh yeah, there is. Yeah.
It just seems like wonky to me.
And do you pay for it? Because it's just a visual aesthetic.
I'm assuming you pay.
I mean, at least with the weapon stuff that worked in the game as weapon stuff, but.
Yeah, but maybe armor changes. I don't know how the game works. I don't know how armor works. But all I know.
There's almost no armor. There's like basic.
But like all I know is like you can have an Ezio dressed person on your team and a Mass Effect person on your team with a regular. Like,
I think it's a set piece.
Is it?
I think because you only play as the 2 characters.
Oh.
So. I think that's what it is.
Still odd.
So weird. Not to say that they don't look good though. They look really
great.
They look really good for a Final Fantasy game.
Odd.
Strange. Other downloadable content for Final Fantasy 13.
This makes much more sense.
You can play as Ultros or fight against Ultros
from
Final Fantasy 6/3.
Yes. If you lived here, it was 3. If you lived there, it was 6.
Japan.
And now, if you play the new all the remakes that they've done, it is now 6 here.
Yep. So.
Because they finally given
figured
us 1, 2, 3, 4, like the real ones.
They make sense now.
They finally translated them.
How many years did that take? Like, a lot.
A ton, and there's like this many words in some of them. Like in Final Fantasy.
No, because they had to like hand draw some new animations. They needed to.
Yeah.
Cutscenes.
Yeah. In Final Fantasy 1.
2.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can play as Ultros. There's another boss you can play as. I think it's from Final Fantasy 7. One of the other side bosses you can play.
But Ultros looks great.
Yeah, he looks exactly like he was in the Super NES. So.
See, to me, that's
super,
what they
super cool.
That's what they should be doing.
And if he should have the awesome laugh as well. So.
Literally, if they remade 6, 3/6, however you want to number it, if they remade that with today's graphics. Yeah,
but then you get into the field of where's our Final Fantasy 7 remake?
They'll never make that. Get that out of your heads right now.
No, I'm not saying I'm not arguing. It's just like people are gonna be like Final Fantasy 7, give it to us now.
Yeah, they'll never get that, so they should just do 6.
6 is the better one, anyways.
Exactly. To me, yeah. So remake 6
in 3.
Again, screw 7, and then just remake 8 just for shits and giggles. Just to like piss people off even more.
Because it's not even good.
It was. I didn't mind 8.
I hated it.
I didn't mind 8. It got really long-winded.
Yeah.
But all of them have gotten long-winded.
It got convoluted, is what it really is.
Ever since 7, they've all gone stupid. So
they've all gone animated.
And they have that anime thing where they're like, we want to tell this story that would literally take an hour to tell, but we're going to take 6 hours to tell it.
Yes.
And it's like, why? Because they're going to stare longingly at each other for 5 minutes, and then say one word, and then
he's going to do a sweet jump off of a roof.
Yeah, and then they're going to stare longingly at each other again.
While they're jumping off a roof.
Yeah.
And it's going to be slow-mo.
Yeah, because him jumping off the roof will take 5 minutes, because he'll be like...
And then it'll be like, in 3D.
And then the camera will spin around him, and then hit the girl, and she'll be like...
It's done. Square Enix, we've got... Give us money. We can do this for you.
We just wrote you another game.
Final Fantasy 13-3.
Guys jumping off roofs. But not in the way that you want to think.
So that DLC's coming out soon. I imagine by the end of the month.
Probably.
I think Japanese people have the Final Fantasy, the Ultra
stuff already.
Yeah. I think that's...
I like that.
Yeah, it does, and it looks good. Like, it doesn't want me...
I'm still not going to get the Dash 2, but...
Hey, no, collector's like a complete
Game
edition.
Of the Year,
complete
edition.
edition. Or a white version, or they don't use collectors. They don't use.
I know they do weird.
They have different names. I think they call it Ultima version. Yeah. I don't know. They don't use Game of the Year name for their games.
So
cool beans. Other games that are being released soon.
World of Warcraft, Mists of Pandaria. They've released a bunch of news last week about it.
You can play as a female panda.
Yes,
nondescript female panda.
They finally released the picture of the female panda.
You can,
She's curvy.
Can you play as this panda now?
If you are in the beta, yes.
Oh, am I in the beta?
I doubt it.
Oh. Are you in the beta?
I am in the beta, so.
Soon.
What happens is the annual people get their emails out first.
Mm-hmm. And then whoever. And then... I would imagine anyone who also got privately invited to is in that boat as well.
If you, yes, if you're obviously a family member of Blizzard or whatever,
you have connections.
Or you have connections, yes. You get into this first little drop of invitations, and then it's the people who have done betas before and who have opted in for this one. Mm-hmm. And then it keeps trickling down until everybody's essentially playing this beta, and then they close it. And then you're all going like, must buy expansion. Pretty much, that's how Blizzard does it. Now, I have read some stuff because I'm not playing this yet. I will hold off. Oh? Why? There's other stuff to do right now. Yeah. So, you can make your panda with a sweet name. Well, Pandarius. See, and that's the other thing too, is it's a beta server, so whatever I do... Oh, so it doesn't even... Doesn't matter. That's not as cool. So... what will happen to Pandarius? Pandarius will blow up, and you'll have to restart Pandarius. Darn. So like my one friend, he got the annual pass like I did, and he is literally using beta as practice so he can have world first or server first Pandaren monk when he starts, when the expansion actually comes out. Is he going to be the first person to do it? He's hoping, you know how people race for all that crap? No. Well, people do.
Wait, I thought it was just a thing that you just get once you...
No, like there's honestly like a feat of strength in the game, like an achievement, for being the first person on your server, first person in the world, first person whatever, to actually get like a certain race to it. So when the next expansion comes out, it's literally the first person to get their gnome to like the next level cap gets an achievement.
And no one else can get that.
Right. So that's what he's using the beta as, is like his testing ground to see exactly what he has to do to get this panda from level 1 to 90.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah. He's big into that game. Like, I'm really casual with this game.
Really? Yeah, I know you're...
And he's like, must go now. I'm like, you have fun. Like, have fun with that. If that's what you do for fun, by all means do it.
That's a lot of work for an achievement.
Yeah.
But
people are really serious about this stuff. Like big time serious about this stuff.
It's cool to have that, you know, behind your name. Like,
yeah.
I was the first person to do this.
I was the first panda to reach level 90.
What? That's a lot of levels too. Now that they've added more from 80 or 85 or whatever.
85, I think, yeah. And the other thing is that there's supposedly, from what I've been hearing, more simulated like world type things. So you can actually start like a farm.
Neat.
And actually have your own farm. And so everybody's now sitting there going, now you've just moved Farmville into World of Warcraft.
It was always in there.
And I'm like, except now you've added a farming sim into World of Warcraft, which to me adds to the whole RPG aspect of...
I don't get that. That's confusing to me right now.
Like, I like it. It's dropped the RPG element a lot since that game first came out.
Well, they've how many...
So actually,
is the pet thing in there as well now?
The pet thing will be in. I'm not sure if it's in the first round. The first beta stuff is the 1 to 10 experience as pandas. They want to see how people enjoy it, how it works, how it.
What a kick in the face if like it was just complete shit. Like it's like you get to play.
That's the whole point of beta. So you can send them stuff and be like, this storyline blows, this blows, and knowing Blizzard, they'll change everything.
The red shirt fact checker guy. He'll be in the pandas.
And the one advantage to pandas is we don't really know a whole lot about them, so you can't really screw them up.
Yeah, unless they're like magical alien pandas.
We're getting to that story. No, because their Pandaria is like on
a separate island.
Well, it's on a tortoise.
Oh, it's one of those kind of things? Yeah.
So that's why you can never find Pandaria, because it's always moving. So I'm assuming this tortoise is either going to get sick or start staying stationary for a while, so you can.
I don't know. I think it'll be moving. I think it'll start moving, but.
Because otherwise, it's really hard to like. Let's take a boat to Panda. Okay.
No, you fly with your flying mounts.
That'd be a long ride.
That's okay.
Leave the computer. It'd start being like Eve Online. Just like hit a button, leave the computer.
5 hours later.
Yeah.
Are we there?
They better make flying way more fun if that's the case.
Dynamic flying combat.
But yeah, they're starting to add way more RPG elements.
Yeah, that's cool though.
So that's cool.
You know what really impresses me the most is that they're still writing off old tech.
Yeah.
But it looks just really much more colorful than it really.
Oh yeah, they keep the. I mean, from what I've seen of the whole expansion,
like,
it looks gorgeous. So.
Like Vanilla WoW, have they upgraded that, or does it still look like?
Our character models are all the same. When Cataclysm came out, they redid the entire old world with their like newer engine.
Yeah.
So the world looks good. Our characters kind of look like crap.
Does Pandaria fix that?
I doubt it.
No. So like it'll still be.
Because they're working on it. Like they're working on my dance studio.
I was gonna bring that up. Like that's coming out eventually.
Well, and that was my biggest pet peeve in Wrath of the Lich King. Was all of a sudden they're like, we made Jaina her own. Like she's been a hero since Warcraft 3, so she had her really crappy Warcraft 3 model. Then when she got brought into World of Warcraft, she was a human female with the generic face, with the generic like blonde hair. She just got special robes to classify her, and then of course her name is obviously Jaina Proudmoore, so she's important. All of a sudden, Wrath of the Lich King comes out. They start doing more in-game cinematics, so they're like, well, she gets her own character model now. Thrall gets his own character model now. Yeah, this guy gets his own character model. So all these guys started getting their own character models, and their character models were gorgeous compared to the crap that was us.
Well, I think what they did, a lot of that is compatibility, right? So.
But then Cataclysm comes out, and you get the Worgans and the Goblins.
Yeah, and they look decent.
And they look good.
Yeah.
And then you switch back to the old races, and you're just like,
ow.
Why? Ow. Oh, my face.
And the pandas look good too.
And the pandas now look good.
So
that's what I mean, like they really need to go back to and there's a sense where they don't really want to touch the old models because they don't want to do something to screw up everybody's characters.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, like it's...
Like you
can't... As much as they've upgraded Warcraft,
yeah.
It's still running off the old engine, isn't it?
They keep updating the engine. Yeah. It's like, so they've been adding...
It's still like, there's still that one base, like, code or something that if you pull it out, the Jenga happens.
Oh yeah, but I think with the character models, they don't really want to change them because, like, my guy's face is my guy's face, so they don't want to sit there going like, hey, we can't just change his face. They just have to really smooth our faces out and make us look a little bit better, like add some polygons.
Okay, yeah.
And I think they're kind of afraid to do that in case adding the polygons changes someone's facial features enough that someone will complain.
And that's another thing is like it might interfere with equipment probably.
Oh yeah, and the way they do equipment's dumb as it.
So
hell.
So if it breaks like this set of armor pieces because like his chin's popping out of his thing.
They don't care about that though.
Really?
No, because when the Blood Elves came out in Burning Crusade, they started off as moderately. They looked like me. They were skinny, and they weren't really all that powerful. That's why they couldn't be warriors, which made absolutely zero sense. But that's a whole other story. And then people complained because they weren't like manly enough.
Yeah, that's okay.
So all of a sudden their chests got bigger, and their arms got beefier, their shoulders got bigger, but that changed the way that their hair fell and everything, so their hair still clips. Like, because their pecs got bigger, so their hair now goes into the pecs.
So there's no...
As it used to
sit
sit
physics. There's no physics.
No.
I think if they just added physics into the game.
Well, and then that's a whole new engine, so...
Yeah, that's a problem with that.
But either way, the beta's out, so if you are...
find some bugs.
If you are in an annual pass thing...
Can you still get it?
Yep.
If you buy the annual pass, like, right now?
Yep.
Okay,
you can still get in, but invitations are being sent out in little waves, so, like, not everybody logs into this beta at the exact same time.
Or does WoW do or does Blizzard do the whole, like, you can only log in from 9 until 9:05?
Nope.
Okay.
They're good about all of that fun stuff.
Okay.
They'll probably have server queue lines depending on how many beta servers they have open, but...
Do they usually have like times where like, okay guys, log in here because we need to stress test this?
They will send out stress test announcements and stuff. So, and usually the stress tests happen once it's open beta.
Yeah.
Like right now we're still in closed beta, thus the invitations.
Yeah.
Once beta opens up, that's pretty much their stress test because so many people get the chance to play early, so they... And pre-sales are on now for Diablo 3, and you can actually, there's a pre-game download thing now open.
Oh good, because that's a huge deal for Diablo.
So annual pass holders also go onto your Battle.net account and you can pre-install some of the game client for Diablo 3.
Good.
So the night that it comes out, May 15th, you can dive right in.
Are you going to be the... Oh yeah, that's right, you're getting it, that's right.
I'm getting it, so I'm going to install it, but I'm probably not going to be there May 15th because I know how Blizzard stuff works.
We're probably watching Avengers again.
Yeah. And single player will work fine, but going online will be...
No, because it has to all be online.
And yeah, it all has to be online, but...
You know they're going to fix that. I think they will. That's just me thinking about it.
See, like StarCraft 2 has an offline mode.
Yeah.
And then you just play single player, which is fine.
But the thing is with the environment of what Diablo 3 is planning to do with the whole item selling thing.
Yeah, but that's just for your online game.
But
they're separate.
I thought it was the same.
No.
One and the same. Okay, well that's weird then. Because I thought they could do the whole follow thing where like it'll tag items that are stolen or something like that. So it'll tag items that are only obtainable in single player. And you can't sell for real money.
No, it's that. Then that's just soulbound stuff. Blah blah blah. Yada yada. Like every other MMO out there.
Yes.
It's like this was soulbound to you because it's super powerful. Why can't I give it to? Because it's attached to your soul.
I wonder who at the Blizzard offices they were rolling dice is like back in like when was Warcraft out?
World of Warcraft?
98? 99? No, it was earlier than that, I think. Well, whatever it was, like I'm surprised like they weren't rolling dice like which of our series are we gonna put into an MMO? StarCraft, Diablo, or Warcraft? Roll dice. Warcraft. Because I think all three of them could be a potential MMO.
I think honestly. They could, but I think I don't know, I think the fantasy basis of Warcraft works just because you can obviously make it a teen rating. Mm-hmm. Diablo, I think you'd have to go closer to an M.
Yeah, that's... Well, it depends on how they want to do Diablo too, right? And StarCraft works, it would work.
StarCraft would work, it would just be a very different kind of MMO.
It would be very dynamic as well because you'd have the different races working together.
Yeah, so...
Like, I'm a Zerg, I'm a Tenor.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden it'd be... Yeah, that would be a very PvP-centric MMO, whereas Warcraft, you can kind of be like, they team up, they break apart. They team up, they break apart. They team up, they break apart.
Well, they could also rewrite the history too. Well, not rewrite, but add more history because now the Horde and the Alliance? Yeah, they're not like enemies anymore.
They kind of are again.
Are they?
Yeah. See, and all that stuff's in the novels.
Oh.
So you read that, and there's been power struggles on both sides. So now the humans have a king who doesn't like the orcs, and you have an orc that doesn't like the humans.
Oh.
So they're kind of in this, they're not at war, but they've like...
A drop of a pin.
Yeah, if something were to, like if one person dies, like the wrong person dies, there can be war. So we're teetering on the brink in the World of Warcraft, and you're kind of just like...
Oh, they'll totally bring that into Panda, yeah.
So hopefully that comes...
And the pandas will be there to save the world.
And at least honestly, because pandas can go to both sides. Yeah. So hopefully what happens... it more makes sense in the battlegrounds now, why we're actually fighting over like little skirmishes over space. Because it's like, it never made sense before when it's like, we have to team up, and it's like, go into the battlegrounds, fight the other side, and it's like, should we not be fighting over this stuff?
We're done fighting.
And we're done we have to team up to beat this big bad guy. No, we want your flag.
Is Deathwing dead yet?
I'm not sure.
I'm surprised.
I think you can beat him, but I'm not sure if he dies. So one would have to look that up on YouTube because there's no way I can ever raid.
Yeah,
I was starting, it was funny when I went back to WoW, I was starting to get the armor so that I could start raiding. And then I stopped playing again. No. So now I'm sure if I log in, there's going to be like a whole new set of armor that I have to get.
That doesn't surprise me. They patch it like every couple weeks.
Well, it's the major patches where we usually get the armor changes, so it's probably the same armor, but I have no idea what I'm doing again, so I'd have to like get all, too much work. Anywho.
Speaking of monies and works.
I like money.
Yeah. Buy something or draw something.
Yes.
Is sweeping the iOS and Android nations.
It's cross-compatible, dude.
It is one of those. It's like Words with Friends.
Yep. Speaking of Words with Friends.
Words with Friends.
It's not Zynga.
It's like Words.
I know.
Zynga has purchased the developers Oh My God Pop.
Yeah.
For I think $200 million.
I think that's what it was.
It's 2 and lots of zeros.
Yeah, there was 2, some zeros, and then a word.
And so the number 7 was in the beginning this time. Yeah. They bought it, and look forward to Zynga Dog in front of your thing.
I guess so.
I don't know. EA bought Rovio Studios, and that still says Rovio Studios. So. Yeah. But yeah, like that's huge, I think. But not that I agree with Zynga, but to have
I like Zynga more than I like Rovio.
I don't like either. I would throw them both in the trash bin and die, but that's okay. That's a different rant. So everyone's playing Draw Something. You'll play Draw Something, and then delete it after like a week of 30 billion invites.
That's what I think is just like I look at that game and it's like overwhelming now.
There's so much not depth in that game. It's so shallow. But it's so successful.
Well, it's because it's the same as Pictionary.
It's actually
it's portable Pictionary.
It's Pictionary mixed with Scrabble.
Yeah, and the thing is,
and they're making money off
that. Okay, that's the part I don't understand because you do not like. That's like me playing
Tiny Towers.
Yeah, like my tiny tower or whatever it was. I did not have to spend a cent.
Yes, you don't have to, and you can still complete the game. The thing is, like, they want you to buy.
They want you to buy your paintbrushes, and they want you to buy the
You can buy paintbrushes now?
Well, you can buy the money to buy the paint.
Oh, the paint, okay.
Colors,
but you buy the pay version for the words.
Right.
Which I don't think is compatible with people who don't have it bought.
I believe you are correct.
So, because I've talked to people like, I bought the game, but I don't see any new words. But at the same time, every other couple days, I see a patch for the game that's like, we've added more words. I'm like, I don't see that.
And that's, I was getting the same words so often that it wasn't even fun.
Yeah, it's gone to the point where like I'll see like an outline of something and I'm like, beer or whatever. As soon as I see like a red line and a blue line, I'm like, Star Wars.
I think
it's just there's no depth in the game.
I think it's good. It starts with its whole like, oh my god, this is so fun.
Yeah, it's just like, oh man, I'm drawing you pictures of
so things. we go up from there, and then we have our nice little period of we've been playing this too much, we've had overload, and I think eventually it'll come back up and even off.
Hopefully.
Where it's one of those games that
I
you
think
kind of
what I think is
play every once in a while, or you'll play with selective friends.
I play with selective friends, but I think there needs to be more features. Or more things to do other than drawing and guessing, because that's all it is. It's drawing and guessing.
But that's all Pictionaries, and it's been selling like crazy for years and years and years and years.
Yeah, but it's a different environment, right? You don't see Zynga going off to buying.
Oh, I know
that.
But that's because Pictionary play with people around you.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I only play Draw Something when I know that someone around me is playing it, so I can, if I look at whatever it is, I'll yell at them myself rather than sending them a text message, because it's kind of annoying that way.
So, I don't know.
I know you have pretty much stopped playing it.
Yeah.
Have you deleted it?
No.
Okay.
I don't delete a lot of things off my phone until I need room. So, no, I haven't deleted it. I think I played a couple little games the other night because I'm like, I need something to do, and again, I was too lazy to get up and put a disc into one of my game systems, and I really didn't feel like playing Mass Effect or Mortal Kombat, so I'm like,
drawing.
So and then
I found different ways to like. This is how not depth I find in the game. I found different ways to play the game. Like instead of having the white background, I take like a beige background. I just fill it in, and then I start drawing, because then it feels different enough that I can still play it myself.
I should just start drawing negative space instead of positive space.
Yeah, just draw negative pictures.
And that's my other thing too, is I kind of thought of that, if you really got bored of it, you could switch it up in that kind of way.
Yeah.
Or you start drawing the most, like you try to make it really hard for the other person to guess.
We could do that.
Yeah.
We can do that. We'll just start guessing.
Like we could be those jerks that make it really, like you get.
How come my streak's never passed 1 with you guys?
Yeah, you have to make like draw the world, so you start drawing like people holding hands, but like you do it really slow. So it's like this little stick man like this, and then like casually another little stick man holding hands with the other stick man, and it's like relationships, people, love. The hell did you draw? Like, and just casually.
The game's full of bugs too.
Oh, I know.
There's one of our friends had to spell the word light, but they didn't have the I in the letters.
Well, see, and we had other friends who it was like draw something, easy, medium, hard. There was no word.
Yeah. And then when they selected it, there literally was a blank when you put the letters up. There was nothing there.
There's nothing to put.
And then when they're drawing, they're like, blank?
Yeah, question mark? And then their streak had to restart. So
no, I don't think their streak restarted. Did it?
Yep.
Okay.
They went back to 1.
See, if if they had achievements in the game, I think like gamer score achievements, I think.
Solve puzzle in 2 seconds.
Or like draw something really cool. Or if they had a community thing where like you could take the pictures that you've drawn and posted them so that other people can see.
The internet's starting to do that all on its own, but yes, that company should
like do something communal with that game, because there's enough community in it that you've got people playing, a lot of people playing it. So once Zynga, jumps in, like
maybe that'll help.
Yeah, like because I bet you it's only like 4 people who made that game.
Yeah. So, well, it's Pictionary with Scrabble.
Yeah, there's not a lot of depth, and you still have bugs in it, so.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like some sort of community aspect to it, other than just Facebook Connect.
Yeah.
Or like you liked your pictures, post it on Facebook. Instead of us having to take screenshots of our phones.
WTF.
Yeah, it's like, the fuck.
Yeah, what is this?
So that's hopefully that will usher in some changes that might bring back into the game. But.
And hopefully Zynga might get a little bit more creative with some of their other games now that they've bought.
They've gotten a lot of dudes.
Yeah, so.
They should just make one giant game.
you draw something, and then you spell a word that matches the thing, and then you have to scramble that word up to write another word.
Which you can use in your Farmville account.
Which then you can move to your Farmville account.
Yeah, that's how you make it. That's how you get a cow.
That's what happens when we make games.
Speaking of making new games.
We're making sequels to games.
Oh yes. Sequels.
Epic Mickey 2, The Power of 2.
2? No, is it Epic Mickey 2?
Yeah.
Oh, see if they just left it at Power of 2.
Then they might.
I think that was my understanding.
Yep.
The title is now less interesting.
It's
little less interesting. What is it? What's the new hook this time? Other than multiplayer.
Co-op multiplayer.
Other than multiplayer, which is unavoidable.
It's a musical.
That's neat.
I have to see more. I really have to see more about this game.
There's a trailer, isn't there?
Sure, you can call it a trailer.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
It looks like Epic Mickey 1, but with Oswald Rabbit following you around. That's the trailer.
But they don't have musical sequences? No. Oh.
That's not in the trailer yet.
I think it really boils down to how they implement the singing stuff. Because the multiplayer stuff is fine. Anybody can do that.
Yeah.
But
there is something in the trailer though. September 2012.
That's this year. I hear that's this year.
So
they've been working on
this date is like September. We start school again, and this game comes out like at the end of the summer. I'll have this game.
Hello.
So, I don't know.
Who's writing it? Cause
the music.
Yeah, because that's
the guy who did the music for the first game is coming in, and
he
can write music apparently, like lyrics, and they're bringing in a lyricist who actually does lyrical type stuff. So
I'm just wondering. My only concern is if it'll get stale once. Do you find this is the third time I've heard this song in the same hour.
I'm hoping that's not how it works. I'm hoping it's music that progresses a story just like a musical does, where you don't hear the same song, you hear different songs. Well, maybe with the same background tune and the same melody, but different songs.
Well, they're taking advantage of different consoles now. It's on all 3 platforms.
It's on all 3 platforms.
Well, maybe 4 too if they decide to do a Wii U. And
so that's my other thing too, is I'm not sure. The controls were cool with my Wii.
It'll work with a Wii.
But it'll look way prettier on my Xbox.
It'll work with my new PlayStation Move, so
right.
I will see about all that.
And I wouldn't mind playing that game with a controller. I think it would be perfectly fine to play with a controller, so I might pick it up for my Xbox.
Well, it depends on what the hooks are this time around. Like if they're going to...
There's still a paintbrush.
Yeah, like if you're still painting
which
stuff.
Bugs me.
And
Oswald Rabbit has a remote of some kind that we're not sure what it does.
Maybe it's...
There was a sequence though where Oswald can spin his ears around because he is a rabbit.
Oh.
And it works as like a propeller mechanism.
Like foxtails?
And so Mickey can hold onto his feet.
Oh, very co-op-y.
Yeah. So...
It is drop in, drop out.
Drop in, drop out co-op.
I guess it can't be too reliant on multiplayer.
No. But what kind of bugs me is I liked the paintbrush mechanic for the first game, and I thought that was kind of over. So now they're bringing the paintbrush mechanic back. I'm like, why couldn't you guys just make a new Mickey game with the Mickey model you had and some of the other like stuff you had, but make it a platformer with something different attached to it, like find a new gimmick.
Well, they like...
But they like the paintbrush thing, and what...
they could probably do a lot more with it now that they have a lot...
well, and Warren Spector was talking, and before when you did something, like if you took pieces away, and you left that map and you came back, everything had reset. So what Warren Spector said was that's kind of like the light version of choice making. Like you could make the choice, but it reset itself, so it wasn't that big a deal. This time, in this game, he's like, now that you know what Epic Mickey is and you've gotten used to like that kind of system, now when you actually change a world, it's going to stay changed when you come back to it.
That leaves a lot of doors open for moral choices. And
yeah. So like you said,
multiple endings. Blah, blah, blah.
Well, and like
and
maybe you have to make a choice on which way you go.
Yeah.
And once you've made that choice, you cannot go that way, kind of thing.
Oh, it's like the old school types of choice making.
Yeah, he's kind of going back to his Deus Ex roots, where once you've made a choice, that choice is concrete, it is solid, it is there. Whereas in Epic Mickey 1, you know, you could destroy an entire town with paint thinner, and come back and it's reset to the way it was. And he's like, that wasn't because of the Wii hardware. He's like, we could have done it the other way. He was like, we were trying to introduce
this concept.
Well, people who had grown up with Mickey, and so new video game players who all of a sudden were like, oh, a Mickey Mouse game.
Neat.
You know, they tried to make it a little bit more casual friendly. And now this game, they're like, now we're stepping it up. So there's definitely a progression.
Maybe there's going to be a construction aspect now, too.
Maybe.
That would be neat. Having two people making...
I don't know what Oswald's little bzzz thing does.
Meh.
So we'll see what happens. I'm not sure, like, I'm assuming when you play single player, you still get Oswald following you around. Yeah. Doing his little bzzz thing whenever he needs to bzzz, so.
Yeah, and if it's going to be AI controlled doing that stuff.
I'm assuming, yeah. So. I don't know, I'm cautiously optimistic about a lot of things.
I think it looks cool, but
so
only because I appreciate Mickey stuff.
Well, I love Mickey stuff, but I don't know, the return to Wasteland and all that stuff to me, I'm like, I saved Wasteland, I'm done with Wasteland. Like,
what if it comes back?
Well, something happens to Wasteland and Mickey goes back to save it. That is essentially how the story goes. So I'm like, fine, as long as you give me more.
Alternate universe.
As long as you give me more levels, I'm okay.
And musical.
And the musical aspect, which once I see a trailer, I think I will be just fine with. Like, cause I dig the concept. I just
is it going to be interactive musical, or is it going to be like?
I hope not.
There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things.
I just need a cutscene. I just need a cutscene, people singing and dancing.
I'm
good. I don't need.
I can see it being like some sort of
quick time.
Yeah, with like Wind Waker.
So I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic. I love Mickey. I love musicals. I love Disney. I love all that stuff. It's just a matter of how it all gets put together. Which in the first game it was put together really well. So once again, that's why I'm optimistic about the game.
Yeah. They know what they're doing. So.
Oh yeah, like Warren Spector knows what he's doing. He's always apparently wanted to make it's a thing with creative people. They've always wanted to make a musical.
That's easy.
They're just waiting for like the right company to say yes, and Disney was the company that said yes to Warren Spector.
I'm honestly surprised Disney didn't say yes earlier, or maybe it just wasn't in the design docs.
It wasn't in the design docs for the first one, so the first one was all about family and reunited, like that kind of thing. And this game, I forgot what the theme was now. Like, I don't know, getting along, something like that. There was a theme to it.
Two of us.
No. It was the song from Toy Story. You got to stick with Disney.
Just the two of us.
That's not the song from Toy Story. You've got a friend in me.
Is it sung by Dr. Evil?
Anywho,
yeah.
That's that story.
Yes.
So.
Earlier this week there was a countdown for some Baldur's Gate-y thing. We don't know. The game industry loves countdowns. Surprise. They love watching us wait.
They love that. They love the trailers for trailers. They love
countdown for a countdown.
Yeah. We should do that on our website.
Just 0. What happens?
The
movie review comes out today? I don't know.
Nothing
Baldur's Gate is coming to the iOS devices on the iPad, which is huge news because it will be amazing because everyone loves Baldur's Gate. I love Baldur's Gate. I just love Baldur's Gate.
And it's another real game on your...
It's another actual iPad-y game.
Yeah.
I mean, Infinity Blade was one of those, but... Yeah.
That's it.
No, there's other good ones.
There's good ones, but they don't...
Mass Effect wasn't that bad. Shoot. Dead Space is really good. I have that one.
There's just, like... I don't know, iOS games, to me...
It's
mobile phone games...
Mobile phone games are just a hard sell in general. And it depends on how they do this game as well.
Yeah.
Because... Because this is a big boy game that's being brought to the iPad. So not all the transitions are going to be there. So are they redoing it? Most likely. They're going to report it or mini HDify it or something.
See, like to me, all of a sudden when I got a certain thing on my phone, which I'm not going to talk about because they're not legal, but I can play games that were from other systems. And it's like, see, this is what they need to start doing, and of course you have the interface over top of part of the game.
So clunky sometimes.
Which sucks, but that's kind of the only way you can play that kind of game on that kind of device. Yeah. So I'm sure that's kind of what Baldur's Gate's gonna.
Well, I'm hoping Baldur's Gate will become more of a. They would optimize it rather than just like here's a D-pad, here's a.
They'll optimize.
It'll be like touchy, like touch the icons for this, touch the whatever. I'm honestly surprised there's no Diablo either on the iOS devices.
Well, they're looking into World of Warcraft on your iOS device.
Or StarCraft. StarCraft, they would sell $1 jillion.
Yeah, but then you get into the, how do you micromanage all that stuff? Because people with their micromanaging skills on.
Oh yeah, they're just playing with hotkeys?
Yeah. They need 12,000. That's why the N64 version, other than the fact that you're trying to make an RTS on a console, but...
It was awesome. What are you talking about? They're fun.
That game worked perfectly fine on the console. It's just not the same as the computer.
It was their shining moment.
Yeah.
They have a gold cartridge of that. So, Baldur's Gate. No date. Probably out almost willing that summer. This year.
Summer or fall?
Summer.
Late summer.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing gets released during the summer.
No, it is all. Well, this is an iOS game, so it might be different.
Maybe.
The different channels are different. It doesn't take too long to get okayed on the iOS store. Yeah. And Android, I would imagine, soon as well.
Depends on what kind of deal was signed with Apple.
Or if they want to or not, because this is not a BioWare game. It is a.
I never played Baldur's Gate, so.
I'm trying to think, who's the developer of the original one? Well, it depends on who picked up, and if they want to make it for the Android.
Right.
Which they should, but who knows. Speaking of...
Game and movie news, or not game.
Trend. Game and movie.
Movie and TV news.
Game and watch. We're doing Game and watch now.
Movie and TV news. Oh yeah, okay. You can do
that one, the first one.
Okay. We'll go that way.
Yes.
Okay, that works. So, fans of Dr. Horrible.
All of us.
Since, everybody should be.
Anyone who hasn't watched it.
Since The Avengers is done.
Yes.
And that other little mini project that Joss Whedon was working on, Much Ado About Nothing.
Shakespeare Project.
Shakespeare Project is done.
Mm-hmm.
And Cabin in the Woods is...
That was done.
Well, that was done ages ago.
that's a different story.
But now that that's out, Joss Whedon has some time. So...
What other projects is he doing?
Probably Avengers 2.
Well, they're probably like, right. They're just throwing money at him, just right.
Yeah, so he's had time to come up with the basic concepts and some story stuff and blah, 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 but they're hoping that by the summer, they can have everything written, and they can have everybody that they need free to start working on Dr. Horrible Sing-Along Blog 2.
Are you saying that they need a writer's strike again?
I hope not.
That would...
They essentially... I think what they needed was Neil Patrick Harris to be off work at the same time that Joss Whedon was off work.
I would imagine so.
Nathan
Fillion's probably free all the time.
Well, and you don't need Captain Hammer.
No, but he's probably going to be in there.
Hopefully he's in there.
He's been in all the other fictions.
Honestly, Nathan Fillion, I don't know what his schedule is like with Castle, but he seems to be able to do a lot of other stuff. So...
And he's probably filming for the new movie, the new Percy Jackson movie this summer.
Yeah, so...
He's probably going to be, in filming mode.
Yeah, once they... And I mean, honestly, the last Dr. Horrible
It only took him like a day or two.
It took, I think, 3 days of shooting.
Yeah, all of it was post.
So, and then even post wasn't that long. So, by this summer, hopefully, we will have in our hands...
My concern for a new Dr. Horrible is that I don't want it to go the way that the Guild did.
Like more money and
more production value. I don't want that, because that's what I liked about the Guild Season 1 and 2 and Dr. Horrible, is that it was small enough that it felt...
I'm not sure if they will get more money for it.
They shouldn't. But some company's going to go up to them and go, we want to put our brand on your thing, here's some money, but...
I don't know, because Joss Whedon has that sense of integrity that a lot of people don't have these days. So he might take that money.
Yeah.
Well, because he sticks to his guns.
Yes.
So...
You mean Dollhouse? But
I like parts of Dollhouse.
I enjoyed all of Dollhouse, but just as a TV show.
Okay.
Nothing like, ravey about it.
It
was just good.
It was good TV. Well, and I mean, I think if you would have had someone other than Elijah Dushku, that show would have really taken off, but she kind of came up with half the concept, so she kind of has to be able to star in it. Either way,
that's a
a whole
different
other story.
I just don't want Dr. Horrible, the second one, to be like, man, real explosions and...
What if they had the same production value but made a longer film?
Done.
So more money gets to go into it, but just so you can make it longer.
Yeah, instead of being 45 minutes, it's like an hour and a half, or even an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine as long as it.
Because I think honestly it'll keep the same.
As long as it retains the same atmosphere, I think is what it is because.
And I think Joss Whedon will stick with that no matter what. So.
Well, it's hard because like he's been. Well, I'm not gonna say he's been working on it forever, but he's had it in his mind forever.
Yeah.
Because ever since the first one ended, he's like, yeah, maybe there's another one.
Yeah. So.
And we've gotten comic books and stuff to fill the void, but.
And the comics fit the same kind of.
Yes.
Theme, kind of, like they fit. So I think honestly, if they make another movie, it'll have that same.
Who do you want in it?
Look, I don't know.
Other than the obvious suspects.
You can't have Felicia Day. Maybe Alan Tudyk would be
Alan
fine.
Alan Tudyk would totally do it.
He could be the new
villain.
Yeah.
Good guy villain.
Or the opposing
super villain.
Yeah.
Where they're trying to steal something.
You have to bring Simon. I think it's Helberg back as Moist.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He made that show too.
You have to let him sing this time. Moist has to have a song.
Does he sing?
No. He sings on the commentary.
Yeah. And he sings in the comic, I think, too.
Because his song in the commentary was cut from the show. Nobody wants to be moist. I don't know who else. Like technically, Sarah Michelle Gellar was in it.
Yeah,
you just didn't know it was her. I don't know. Like I think honestly.
Who would come back for it? That's the thing. Like.
Nathan Fillion and Neil Patrick Harris.
So yeah, they would.
Felicia Day can't.
Unless they do some weird flashback scene with Felicia Day.
Just to have her on.
Yeah. That's really. I don't really like her anyway, so I'm okay if she's not in it. Apparently she's in the upcoming episode of Supernatural, which I'm so excited for.
Unless he builds a Robo Penny or something like that.
I could see that. Android Penny.
Yeah.
Oh shit! We just guessed it. Who else did they have?
Alec Baldwin.
Is he doing anything right now?
Or Adam Baldwin, sorry.
Is he doing anything? Chuck's over.
Chuck's over. He was in New York or something with Nathan Fillion the other day.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
Yeah, Alec Baldwin would be a good.
Adam Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin.
Alex, one of the actual Baldwin brothers.
He's too old.
Yeah, Adam Baldwin's like a guy who just happened to have the same last name.
Summer Glau? No, she's too. Yeah, no, she doesn't fit that. No, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, unless you bring in someone that you would never even expect to have in that kind of thing. Bring in Chris Evans or something like that.
What are you doing after the Avengers?
Yeah,
Nothing.
Want to be in a movie?
Again? Yeah, they could have an Avengers.
Well, because honestly, everybody who always works with Joss Whedon,
they come back.
They always come.
They stick, and they're probably on his speed dial, on his phone.
Well, and essentially, when the first Doctor Horrible got made, he calls Neil Patrick Harris and he calls Nathan Fillion, and they're both like, well, no, and it's like, do you guys, yes. You don't even, yes. But yes. That's how much people like working for him. So
yeah, because they understand him.
I'm assuming that if he called Chris Evans and goes, Dr. Horrible 2, would you like to be the new good guy in this movie? And he could be the over-righteous, good guy.
Like Captain America.
But Captain America plus 1,200 times that.
Zealousy.
Yeah. So that could work. That would be a funny kind of cameo character addition to see.
Just randomly.
Is a really, really big name.
Yeah, and if he's only working on it for a day or two.
Yeah, exactly. He could take a weekend and go film.
Or at most even a week, as if they're going to be making a
longer one. Yeah, so at the most you take a week out of your little summer and you go film.
Because chances are he's probably in some 2 other movies or something.
I don't know what you do.
Yeah, it's a tough call.
I don't know.
Who do you? And it really depends on who's in it. I'm adamant that Penny, Felicia Day is still going to be in it somehow.
Yeah,
somehow.
They'll work away. Maybe some more people from the Guild. I don't know.
Yeah, the Guild. They would totally be okay with that.
Even just a cameo appearance. They could be the new groupies or something.
Yeah, totally. Community. Get the cast from Community there. As many random celebrities.
They're pretty much pulling what Chuck did now.
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
trying to stay on the air in whatever means possible. Fans are going to buy Subway sandwiches again, that kind of stuff. For Community now, because Chuck's over, so we might as well find a new cause.
I can't believe that was on Chuck, by the way. What? I saw that really terrible Subway reference.
Oh, they do that all the time.
Do they really?
Yeah. Well, because Subway saved them.
Oh.
Because people were buying sandwiches for charity through Subway, but through Chuck.
Oh, so Subway did give them money.
Essentially, the name Chuck appeared on all of the Subway stuff when Subway got all of their donations and stuff in for this charity thing. It was like Chuck, 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 and they're like,
I'm just getting my teriyaki sandwich.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's a thing. Because I don't watch Chuck, so when I saw that, I was like, wait, what? That's a thing?
No, the fans through Subway helped save Chuck.
That's so backwards.
So that's pretty much what's happening with Community now. I read an article, and it's the same thing that's going to end up happening with Community every year. It's going to be this fight to get it back on the air.
If it's McDonald's, even if it's McDonald's, I'll do it. I'll eat McFlurries.
They have to be saving money for something, and then you put it in the donation form of from Community or something like that.
I'm okay with that.
Because essentially what ended up happening was Chuck fans donated so much money to charity that they could not take Chuck off the air. So, anywho.
Other movie. Not really. Well, that one wasn't really a movie.
That was
something.
It's kind of.
It was between TV and movie.
Yeah, it's
TV movie.
Somewhere in the middle.
Straight to DVD.
Either way, movie news.
Expendables 2 was raising a huge fuss a couple weeks back with the whole Chuck Norris and rated PG-13 instead of R. Sylvester Stallone has come out and said, no, it's still rated R, guys. It was misunderstanding based off of Chuck Norris's comments about wanting a less violent movie. It was more, he was concerned about the words.
Yes, Chuck Norris's contract says there can't be an over amount of swearing.
Yes. Violence
it says
is fun.
nothing about violence.
So, back on to R.
We're back to an R rating.
Thanks, guys.
And
thanks, Stallone.
Honestly, to me, there wasn't a ton of swearing.
No, there was. You don't notice it after the gratuitous amounts of violence.
Right. So, as long as Jason Statham, I can never tell his name. But as soon as he can start kicking butt, he doesn't need to swear.
Yeah, none of them do.
Anything. And remember, PG-13 swearing still allows a lot of words. You just can't use one of them in
especially
specific.
the flying four-letter word. You just can't use that one.
More than once.
Just once, yeah. Like Die Hard.
Yeah, you can still use it once. So
totally back on board.
Yeah.
More gratuitous.
Well, that's what we complained about. We said we didn't care about swearing. We just wanted this movie to be action-packed, violent.
That's all you're going into it. There's no depth.
It's an 80s action flick just made in the year 2012.
And you've got Arnold.
You've got Arnold back.
Arnold's back.
Arnold the back.
I'm pumping the guns.
And the nanny. He's pumping the nanny.
Mr. Mother.
He's pumping the nanny.
Mr. Mother,
his Terminator.
Remember that movie when I was a mother? I do. Kindergarten Cop. It's not a tumor.
Oh, Arnold.
Who is your daddy?
Such bad mistakes you've made in your life.
Who is your daddy? What does he do?
Who is your daddy? What does he do?
So happy for that this year, summer.
Yep. I'm back on track for that one. Yeah, the PG-13 thing was just
That was so weird.
I don't know.
Like, in the back of my mind, I always thought that was like a fake thing. But it was like, this is really, or at the time, this was really happening. So I'm like, what's going on? Are they not integratizing what Expendables is? So now that we've got confirmation from, I guess, Stallone.
Yep.
It was more of like it would have been like, no, R-rated.
He can talk. He's got an actual problem. He doesn't just talk like that because it made him famous. He actually has a problem.
He got face punched too many times. He played too much face punch.
No, I don't know what it is, but yeah, he's got that, this side of his face, this part of his face is just, dead. So.
Maybe he had a head-brain thing.
I don't know what, I think it's a genetic thing.
Oh well.
But I don't know.
He makes a good Rocky movie.
And it makes him look tough as hell, so.
So bad.
I'm gonna get you. What's wrong with his face? I don't know. Don't mess with him. He's always mad.
Maybe he's been in too many fights.
Something else we reported on last week, because we gave the date for this movie, Tony.
Yes, did we?
Yes, December 25th, 2013. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
It's a movie.
We got excited.
Should I be excited?
I'm way less excited now.
How come?
Because Michael Bay's involved. Which no one...
See ya.
See now, he's a producer, so everybody thought he can't really ruin this. Mm-hmm. Because you've got...
I thought producers don't have say.
They apparently do.
I don't...
So, what is happening is you've got really good directors and writers working on this, and then Michael Bay. Let's make them aliens.
Okay, no. Is that... content? Wait for it. Okay, is it exactly his words of let's make them aliens?
I think it was his choice.
Because...
With the writing staff, obviously,
there's... Like, cause he, I guess, released another comment saying, chill. Chill, guys.
It's still going to be the same old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle story we all know and love, but they're from space. That was essentially what his comment was.
Now, are they actually from space?
No.
No. From his
comments?
Yes.
Yes.
Because I don't want to play devil's advocate, but it could be something like the goo or whatever it is that caused them to mutate might have come from space, causing them to be more like aliens now.
I don't know. That's still, I don't like that. There's nothing wrong with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle origin story.
I'll be frank. There's nothing wrong. So whatever Michael Bay is doing, don't whatever. So
Michael Bay, leave my childhood alone.
Yeah, he's like G.I. Joe is working out just fine. Don't touch it.
Yeah.
Redemption actually looks decent, so don't.
No touch.
Yeah. So, I don't. Yeah, like that's. I want to know more about what his decisions are. As long as he doesn't do the really poor thing where he puts the same action sequence from the island in Transformers 3, it can't really get any worse than that.
That'll happen again, don't you fret.
Just put a giant turtle in front of it?
Yep.
Or a giant space alien thing?
There'll be a giant robot shredder thing that just... And it'll look like the Transformer, but it'll have a different head. So they don't have to... They have to do even less work.
Oh, okay, yeah. They'll just reuse recycle the model.
Yep.
Yeah, like I just want to know where he's coming from this, because he can't be that stupid.
He is that stupid.
He can't be that. This is like Uwe Boll level of stupidity.
Whatever they did to the guy from Activision, Bobby Kotick,
yes,
to shut him up.
They should do it.
Apparently, Michael Bay has to join him in that room. Closet, duct taped up, and whatever else. Because
beaten with a pinata from the Viva Pinata. The Viva Pinatas are beating him up this time.
Yeah.
That's where all those guys went.
That's where Peter Molyneux's headed. That's why he quit.
No, this Molyneux jam is happening. I don't know what that is. Can't talk about it.
Apparently, we're not ready for Milo. That was his parting comment.
You're right. I wasn't.
From Microsoft and Lionhead was, we're not ready for Milo. That's a whole different thing though. But I don't know, Michael Bay, stop messing with my childhood. Seriously, you screwed up my Transformers. You're about to screw up my Ninja Turtles.
Transformers 1 was not terrible.
I still did not like it.
It wasn't terrible.
I still did not like it.
It wasn't good by any means.
Still did not like it. It's not my Transformers.
Well, yeah, when Megatron turns into a gun, that's when I'll be back on board. But
and Bumblebee's a bug again.
But I just want to know what his decision is to make them aliens, and his reasoning.
He thinks it'll make their origin story more.
There is no origin story.
But he wants to flesh out an origin story for them.
Well, that's my thinking. Like, if the goo came from outer space, like Alien
I think
Symbiote,
they come from space as Ninja Turtles from another planet, and they get somehow
they're from Turtle Planet.
Crash landed to Earth. And
the secret Ninja fighting force.
Yes, and they have
come to fight the Shredder, who is also a Transformer from the opposing planet fighting, and they need to find an energy source.
But there's a talking rat.
It's from Ratopia?
Right, he comes from space too, obviously.
Space rats. And they're fighting over an energy source that is a circle.
Yeah.
It's this energon sphere.
Sphere.
Energon sphere.
Energy sphere.
Energy sphere. And it will protect them, and then...
But don't forget about the secret cloning facility.
Okay, yeah, and then they have Leonard Nimoy come in, and then he'll just take the line he did from Star Trek to put it into this movie.
Essentially, it's just a cut of all the other movies. Smash them together, add some digital turtles over top. Green screen some guys in turtle costumes over top of all these other scenes.
See, we got the old suits, guys. Yeah, that's another thing. Are you using the old suits again, or just
I
suits?
don't think so. I think they're making new suits.
Or just suits in general, like it's Transformer suits.
I don't know, because Michael Bay really likes his digital stuff, which also is worrying me.
That concerns me a lot. And they're from Aliens space, so.
I don't like space.
I like space.
I don't like my turtles being from space. My Ninja Turtles can totally go to space.
Yeah, they're in space.
But they could not come from space.
Maybe the turtles went to space and then they got turned into aliens. Maybe they're aliens. Maybe they're aliens because they're coming from Earth to another planet.
Again,
you're
still ruining my child. I don't know. Unless
like
it's seriously, unless it's a continuation from like 1, 2, 3.
And then they're leaving Earth because then they're the aliens going to a different planet.
That would still make a horrible, horrible movie, but it would be way more acceptable.
I'm trying to save this here. I'm trying really hard.
There's a really easy way to save this. Kidnap Michael Bay.
Where's Michael Bay? I don't know, but we have this full script here. Let's just use that one. Okay.
Yeah, he wrote this, and he left it before he left for Barbados to never return.
We have this older script. We can just use that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim Burton wrote it.
Done.
Tim Burton and Joss Whedon got together and wrote a Ninja Turtle script.
Joss Whedon would totally drop a lot of things to do that.
Anywho.
Speaking of revival things, we have the Ultimate Spider-Man
trailer.
Yeah, the new Spider-Man cartoon coming out April 1st.
Yes.
April Fools.
On Disney XD.
I am a little bit wary about it.
You know what?
But
as long as, okay, there's a spider bike. Because
Spider Bike is unacceptable, in my opinion.
Technically, this show is about Spider-Man starting to work for S.H.I.E.L.D. to become a better Spider-Man and later on an Avenger. So...
And I enjoy all of like the random,
So Nick Fury equips him with a better web shooter.
I do like that. That's cool.
I'm fine with that.
That does look cool because it's all like, how do you aim it?
They totally swipe the iron suit from the 616 Civil War comics and throw it on Spider-Man, which I'm cool with.
I don't like Iron Spidey.
I liked the costume. I thought it was kind of weird that he only ever had 3 extra arms, but...
I don't like the Iron Spidey.
And then yes, there's the spider bike, which I'm hoping...
Spider bike.
If it's honestly a 1-episode thing, I will be fine with it. Like,
they're putting in the trailer. They're putting in a lot of...
I know, but that's because now they're going to sell the toy.
Yeah, they could have done that without it, right?
They could have, but now they can actually sit there going, it's the spider bike from that 1 episode or whatever. Like, because honestly, Spider-Man does not need a motorcycle, so if
he doesn't even need a flight suit either.
No, but the Iron Man suit does give him more powers.
Yeah, but he doesn't need them.
Yeah, but it just enhances everything that Spider-Man can already do. Like in the comics, that suit couldn't fly. It can glide.
Okay.
It can glide, it cannot fly.
That's not so bad then.
Now there's one point where he's holding onto a jetpack, but that could be anything.
Yeah.
You could have swiped that from someone and was just like, woohoo, oh my god.
I don't like the voice actor for Peter Parker.
He was the voice actor for, I think, the Ultimate Spider-Man game.
I've never played that one. I just don't know, like, I love the lines that he's, the one
I think if you start watching it within a show, you'll enjoy it, because he does a good Peter Parker.
Okay, because it's just really weird. He seems too young, it sounds like. It almost sounds like he's just a couple years too young for that role. But then again, it is high school.
Yeah.
So...
I think for voice acting, you really have to watch the show to kind of get a grasp of it.
Yeah, because it isn't animated. A little sad it's not Samuel L. Jackson being Nick Fury.
Yeah, well, he's a little busy.
Oh, he's not.
He's doing everything else in the world, so really. He's always doing something. My biggest thing on that thing was the spider bike, which was odd.
I don't.
Like, if that becomes a mainstream thing in the show, I will not watch it.
I'm concerned already.
If everything else in that trailer is kind of half mainstream,
like even just the one-liners. I love the one-liners. They're so good.
But I think honestly, it's gonna be that bike is literally going to be like Nick Fury's like, see, now we're giving you tools, and Peter Parker's gonna be
I don't like the scene where I don't like that scene where they temporarily changed him into a toaster. I thought that was kind of.
That'll be Mysterio, though.
Do you think that's Mysterio?
Yeah.
I thought my impressions was that it was like for comic relief, where it's like, oh, I'm gonna toast you so well, and he turns into a toaster. I was like, what? No, I'm not.
No, I think that'll be a Mysterio thing, because his costume does get ripped up and stuff. So.
Well, yeah.
We'll see what happens.
And getting ripped up is fine, but like weird interludes like that will be. I can't.
We'll see what happens. Because Brian Michael Bendis is involved in this, and he writes the Ultimate Spider-Man comics, so I can't.
Well, I mean, none of that was in the comics, though, right?
No.
So.
But like, I can't see him letting it get too far out of hand. I'm
like there's brief interludes where he's like talking comically, and then his character gets distorted rather.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird.
We'll see what happens. We really got to see an episode.
I'm very about it, so.
As long as that bike doesn't stick around, everything will be fine.
It might.
As long as that bike doesn't stick around, everything will be fine.
You keep telling yourself that?
I'll just watch the first episode where there's no bike.
What if it's only in the first episode and all of them? He like gets the bike.
Then I will go back to Spectacular Spider-Man.
I will. I'd love that one.
So, I don't know.
Yes. Website news.
Sunday. Talk about Sunday for a really long time.
I don't remember what I did on Sunday. It was a music video.
Sunday.
Well, it was a movie trailer for Waldo.
Yes.
I love those Waldo videos, or just movie trailers from, because there's a Pac-Man one too. I didn't really want to post, but it was real world Pac-Man. Actually, I remember what the question was. It was memes, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I'm trying to get the answers. I know the question. I'm trying to get results.
That's okay. Waldo.
Is Waldo. He hides from people.
No, he doesn't hide from me. I remember seeing a similar one a couple months back, and it was them spoofing it with Jason or Bourne trailers.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, you can't find him. He'll find you. I'm like, oh. Waldo, he's gonna kill us.
Roll news. Favorite internet? Yeah. So I asked favorite internet meme. Oh, Velociraptor one.
Of course.
6 votes.
I actually made a Velociraptor meme yesterday. Did you see it?
No.
If Donkey Kong is a monkey, why is he a donkey?
Oh, yeah.
Why is he a donkey?
Conspiracy Keanu came in 2nd, and Rage Comics as a whole came in 3rd. Apparently Stampy the Surprise Sex Elephant got a vote.
He's not a meme.
He's not a meme yet, apparently. Yeah. Apparently he will become one.
I don't know how to use Socially Awkward Penguin. I don't know how to use that one. Like, I have a thing that allows me to make them.
Yeah, he's like the guy who shows up to a costume party not in costume or something like that. Or he doesn't know how to react in a social situation.
So it like shows up to a blue party, wears red.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I have some context of how to use, because I have a great app that does all this stuff for me.
There's Condescending Wonka, which is also...
That's so amazing!
Pretty good one now. Lolcats, Chemistry Cat...
I don't know how to use Chemistry Cat because I don't know science.
I don't know science. I find them when I see them. I find them funny because then I get them.
I only know like 2.
Yeah, but and Success Kid, not really all that funny all the time, but I love that little guy.
I love the Slowpoke one. The Slowpoke one is actually one of my favorites.
I love there was one on Poke Memes where it was the Slowpoke one, and it's like finally understands the Slowpoke meme, and then there's like the little thing in the bottom where the guy's like true story, and I'm like oh.
Well, I made that one a couple weeks back with catching all 151 Pokemon finally.
Yeah.
We had a couple features this week.
Well, no, game review, Mortal Kombat.
Oh, Tuesday. Mortal Kombat. It's a good game.
Complete edition. I enjoyed it.
It's fun.
I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed all the unlocks. I enjoyed all that fun stuff.
We had a lot of time doing unlocking things too.
We did spend a lot of time unlocking stuff and watching people blow up, so.
Does that make us bad people?
No.
Okay, good.
I found that thoroughly enjoyable. That might make me a bad person. No, I thought it was a good game. It's a good fighter. I think the transition back to the 2D was good.
Oh yeah,
I thought that was really good.
They brought a lot of that. They're copying a lot of what the modern fighters are doing now too, like the Street Fighter 4 and stuff.
The Super Gauge I like.
Yeah, that's a new addition too. It's never been there.
And I like how they use it, like build it up, use your X-ray move, or get it like 2 bars up, and you can do your like combo breaker.
Yeah, combo breakers are. I love combo breakers.
Or you can get it up 1 gauge and just soup up one of your little moves.
Well, you can just soup up 2 of your moves, can't you? If you have
if you have 2,
and then 3 if you have 3.
Yeah. But like you only need 1 to soup up a move. You need 2 to do a combo breaker. You need 3 to do your X-ray thing. The X-ray thing.
Also, they totally took that from Street Fighter though.
Oh yeah.
But it's done well. I think it's a good
because I remember combo breakers in
Killer Instinct.
Well, no, DC versus Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I think that's when they introduced
That's when they introduced it, I believe. I believe there's been 8 games in the series, so I might be wrong.
There's probably more, but yeah.
Well, no, because this was Mortal Kombat 9.
If you
um, well, some of those games were just atrocious, but.
Sub-Zero.
And I thought the really good part of the story was they'd have like them talking, and then it would transition straight from them talking into the fight. Because like their opening thing between each other was like, I told you not to say that again, and then all of a sudden the fight will start, and you're like, oh.
My controller's over there.
Yeah, I was not expecting that. No, I like that game, and it's a good multiplayer game, and the fact, I liked the tag team that they do in it, other than the fact that you don't regain health.
Or, yeah.
Because I like the fact that if you die, your partner still can fight.
Yeah.
Because in Tekken, that never made sense to me.
And Street Fighter Cross Tekken does that too.
Yeah.
Which boggles me too.
Because that, to me, that's, if one guy dies, you should still be able to fight with them.
I think they could totally flesh that into something way more though.
They could have.
Because they could totally do like tag moves and tag.
There are some tag moves.
Yeah, but like it's just basic like you tag someone and then they do a special move.
No,
I'm thinking more
there's a way to actually combo into all that stuff.
But I'm thinking more like customize like Liu Kang does something really cool. With
another guy kind of thing.
Guy with a hat.
Yeah.
Can't remember his name.
Yeah.
But like if they had a special like fatality even.
Yeah.
It's like a dual fatality. That would be friggin' weird.
That'd be cool. But there are more than 1 fatality for every character.
Yes, there's like
and they're
3.
all easy to do. Yeah, there's about 3 for every character. So.
Yeah.
And they're all easy to do. I thought it would be
Can you finally play as like the boss characters in the complete edition? Or is it still like some backwards way?
I'm not sure if I have to I think there's still a backwards way of unlocking them, but
you don't even unlock them.
I know, you just play as them, but
yeah.
And honestly, I don't like the boss characters because they have this counter move.
Well, yeah, fighting against them, they have it, but when you fight as them, you don't.
Hopefully you wouldn't have it, but because Goro keeps it, but at least he gets easier to fight. All of a sudden, like Shao Kahn, that last fight is still a huge pain in my butt. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Hump Day humor.
Lots of memes.
We did 2 Velociraptor ones because
there's just you can't get enough.
You can't, yeah. And then Conspiracy Keanu, so we took the winner and the runner-up, and that's how we.
Yes.
So Thursday we did nothing.
Nothing.
And then you watched Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus.
I didn't even just watch Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus. I watched Mega Shark versus. What's the second one? I watched that one too. Crocosaurus. And I didn't even stop there. I watched Mega Python versus Gatoroid.
So how was it, Tony?
I want my 3 hours back. Because they're only an hour and a little bit long.
Yep.
They're not very long, so when I finished watching the first one, which is so good, I was like, I could just sit through another one. Oh god, what did I do?
I can sit through another
I can sit through the third one. Oh god, what's going on? And I fell asleep in like 3/4 of the way in the first one. That's not telling, I was just really tired, but after so much mega animal action, it felt like a porno movie. The first one felt like a porno movie, it really does. The way it's done, which is thankfully fixed in the second one. The second one is actually, in my opinion, the second one is the best one of the 3.
Yeah.
Only because they found the right mix of budget to bad movie, because the third one was funded by the Sci-Fi Channel.
Right.
And it feels like a really, really bad TV show, yet it's still a movie. So it's in the transition of bad TV presentation, like animal things, to really bad voice acting. Whereas the second one was just bad all around. And the first one was just, meh. Have you seen that clip?
Which?
In the first one, where on the airplane,
No.
Oh, shut up. I have to show that to you later. I was showing them everyone yesterday, and they're like, "This is just a Nerf." Like, what? That's happening? That just happened. It's so bad. And the voice acting, not voice acting, but like the actors are just not good. There's so much wrong with that. The first movie in particular, there's just, everything is bad about it. It's one of, they can't even hold a light to.
Dear.
Imagine Street Fighter, the Chun-Li thing movie.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just right below that.
Oh dear.
No, above that?
Above that?
Around there.
You want it to be better than that movie.
Everything needs, well, if it's the new standard for low, then yes.
Oh, Chun-Li.
So, watch the only way I can recommend the movie is if you watch apparently 5 of them. There's 5 of these mega movies.
Oh dear.
3 that I mentioned, and then there's Mega Piranhas.
Yep.
And then Mega Fault.
Oh dear me.
So, it evolves from fewer animals to Mother Nature. And they're all each like an hour long, which is the most criminal thing because it's just not good. Yeah, like watch them like back to back to back, and then it's probably worth your time.
Oh no.
But then again, you get into the argument of you want to watch all 3 of these movies on Netflix, or the first Lord of the Rings movie, because that's about the same amount of time. You take your pick.
Oh dear.
Maybe as like a marathon of like who's gonna bow out first. Of like, I can't take this movie. I'm going home, guys. It's not to be watched alone or individually. Doesn't matter.
Gotta watch it with someone.
Yeah, I recommend watching it with some parental guidance required.
That means I can't watch it.
I can't, mommy. Oh, it's not. It's probably not in the Netflix kids section. Haven't checked that.
I doubt it would be.
It keeps asking me in Netflix to change over. I'm like, no, I'm an adult.
Yeah, but that's where Spider-Man is.
I threw it on the ground.
That's where Spider-Man is.
Yeah, you can still find it in the adult version.
I know, but it's like right there in the kids section.
Well, you would know.
I would know. I went to the kids section. Wanted to see what would happen.
No Mega Shark though.
No Mega Shark.
Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus.
Oh dear.
It's just one of those weird movies. It's not even a B movie. It's like a C movie.
It's just, yeah, it's C. It's made for TV. It's crap.
Bits and pieces pulled from YouTube.
Yep. Well.
Yeah, that's it. For now.
Done.
For now.
I think.
We'll be alive still.
No breaking news.
No. This was longer than expected.
It was. Because we kind of got talking about other stuff, so.
That's what happens.
Because we didn't expect to talk about. There wasn't a lot of stuff this week.
No, seriously, nothing groundbreaking. No companies are going under again that we care about.
No.
No one's jumping ship. No games are exploding. Pretty much anything that's predictable.
Mm-hmm. Apparently people are afraid of a new generation of games. I don't know.
I'm not afraid of it. Bring it. Plug that shit in my head.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't need that. I don't need anything plugged into my brain. I like my brain the way it is. I might be going to pick up Kid Icarus after this. I'm still weighing my options.
Oh, speaking of Kid Icarus, if you're not going to use the stand.
Oh no, I'm going to use the stand.
Can I use it to put, I saw a video, an image of better things to do with the Kid Icarus stand. One of them was put a game on top of it. The other one was put a PlayStation controller on top of it. And the third better use for it is a PlayStation Vita dock. Because the little between is great for putting the cord. So I'm like, that's amazing.
I do have something.
Right.
Child's Play halts the retake Mass Effect donation drive.
Oh, there you go. More Mass Effect news. Can we just leave it, guys?
Even Child's Play doesn't want your money.
Like, seriously, it's just a game.
And you know what, honestly, if you enjoyed the entire ride and the end was a little lackluster, whoop-de-doo.
I was going to say something, but it would have been very rude and You would have to censor all of it.
But that's what I mean, like, honestly, there's what, 100 hours of gameplay if you put all 3 games together?
More.
More than that.
More than that, way more.
But 100 plus hours of gameplay that most of us have thoroughly enjoyed. Drop it.
Yeah, like it's... Like I personally haven't experienced it, maybe I have a problem with it, but I won't go to the lengths of changing it.
I bet you will have the exact same problem that Mark had.
Probably.
That I also can agree with that. But honestly, color palette swapped endings, I don't mind.
Yeah, I'll tell you on April 5th. April 5th.
Whenever drama's over too, are you not doing drama in the spring?
What?
When are you done school?
No, April 4th. April 4th is when all my research papers are due. So April 5th.
Then you'll be done after that. And then you have finals to study for.
Whatever.
Finals.
Freaking research papers.
Woo! Thankfully I have all my research stuff. So. Anywho, I think that's it. We're done. We're good. Once again, from not our regular place of filming.
That's okay.
We're in our secret bunker hideout. We are technically underground.
Hiding. Cell phone service. We get cell phone reception.
Yeah, I didn't say it was bad underground. I said we're just
this place
underground.
used to be terrible.
Yeah, well, we can't tell you where we are. It's
Hiding.
secret.
Did you tweet?
No.
Okay, good. Geotag your tweet. Beep.
My geotag tweet says I'm in Edmonton. If you don't know that by now,
Accurate.
really? Yeah.
Shit.
It's all my geotag. It's like
That's
section this of Edmonton. I'm like, seriously, I could be anywhere on the east side of this city.
All right, that's it. We're done.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye. There.
How low can you go? Low, low, go, low, 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 low. That looked like a cat.
A lot of extraneous work for no good reason.
Hey, last week I climbed.
That's true. And last year.
Oh, what the hell was that?
Last week I wore the Concordia.
Fuck, snapped. My button is not broken, so.
No, the chair. You broke the chair.
Oh, damn, not again. I want another chair. I'm gonna keep.
You're gonna keep popping that one?
And it makes me a little bit nervous.
How are those dessert ones?
Smell it. Would you like one?
I'll try one after, so I'm not chewing during the thing.
Rude. Sorry, it's rude.
It's rude. Ready?